So we will have a seat and kind of relax as much as possible while finding a straight aligned spine. Just kind of get yourself situated. And then take a really deep breath in through your nose. And a big exhale through your mouth. Closing your eyes. And just turning your attention inward to feel every part of your body, every single part. That's what we're going to be working with today. We're just kind of doing a generalized, all over practice. So I want you to be very mindful of everything you're feeling. And then begin to breathe a little slower and deeper. So if you can do Ujjayi breathing, that's fantastic. Notice your thoughts, your emotions, your energy. How connected do you feel? Just kind of having taken stock of all of that, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Set your intention for your practice today. When you're clear on your intention, take another deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh through the mouth. Let's just transition onto hands and knees. We're going to do a few cat-cow stretches just to limber up the back. Inhaling the back arches and exhaling the back rounds. So just kind of letting the spine loosen up. You want it to be pliable. When you feel ready on an exhale, just take child's pose. You can either do it as traditional or extended. And then we'll scoot forward onto our stomachs and take Sphinx pose to lengthen out our newly loosened up spine. And then downward facing dog. And so of course, on this first down dog, you may do any little movements that you need to do to get your body eased into it. And then we'll just slowly walk our feet forward, keeping the knees bent so that we can hang and ragdoll for a couple of breaths. Make sure your neck is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your jaw is relaxed, a little bit of a bend in the knees. You want to just be hanging. And then on your next inhale, come all the way up, reach your arms up and overhead stretch. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. So we're just going to start with a little general loosening up from a standing position. As I said, your practice today for a change has no emphasis, no theme. It's just a little bit of everything. So you're just kind of getting the whole shebang. So we're going to be opening every part of the body if possible. I want you to inhale and reach your arms up. As you exhale, rotate open to your right, palms face up towards the ceiling. Inhale, arms come back up and overhead. Exhale, rotate open to your left. Inhale, bring your arms back up and overhead. Exhale, lean to your right. Nice side bend. Inhale, back up, and as you exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, come back up, and as you exhale, make a huge circle with your arms, sweep them out and down, folding forward, try to brush your mat with your fingertips, inhaling all the way back up and maybe even slightly back, and then exhaling, palms together in front of the heart. We're gonna do it again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, rotate open to your right. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale and rotate open to your left. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, lean to your right, side bend. Inhale, come back up, exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, coming back up, you're gonna exhale and fold forward, taking the arms out and down. Inhale all the way back up. And as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of your heart. From here, we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale and look up halfway. And exhale back down. So we're gonna step back with the left foot. We'll have our right foot forward lunge. And just hold that for a moment. Drop your left knee down. We're gonna take the right hand and put it directly on the inside of the right knee. Roll to the outside of the right foot and then apply a little bit of pressure so we can feel the inner right thigh and outer right hip. Go ahead and fully extend your right leg now, saying hello to your right hamstring. Of course, flexing your ankle and toes once you have the leg straight. And then bend the right knee. Bring the arms up and overhead. Pelvis tilts back, chest lifts, and we allow the hips to move forward until we feel this on the front of the left hip. Now, if it feels okay in your body on your next exhale, just rotate open to the right. Palms are forwards. Your arms are kind of like a T. You want to keep letting that left hip sink forwards. You're still feeling that front hip opening. And then finally, taking left hand to the ground and right hand to the ceiling. We're going to bring the right hand down inside the right foot and then see if we can come onto the left forearm. Maybe both. Maybe a block, maybe neither. Just depends on your body. And then from here, those of you that do regular vinyasas, you can start taking off from this point on. The rest of us are going to come up onto our hands and take our right knee back to meet our left knee. Take our backside to our heels for child's pose. From child's pose, we'll scoot forward into Sphinx again. You're also welcome to do Cobra if you prefer that. And then we'll all meet up in downward facing dog. So on the second down dog, really spread your fingers, push your hips back, press your heels down. And then take a big step forward with your left foot. Hold your lunge for a moment. We're going to drop the right knee down. I want you to take your left hand and put it on the inside of the left knee. Roll to the outside edge of your left foot and then apply a little bit of pressure. Finding sensation on the inside of your left thigh and the outer left hip. Fully extend your left leg. Flex the ankle and toes. And then we're gonna bend the left knee, bring the arms up and overhead. The pelvis tilts back, the hips move forward. If it feels okay on your next exhale, rotate open to your left. The arms are out like a T, palms facing forward. Right hip is still moving forward. Then we take that right hand to the ground, left hand to the ceiling. And bring your left hand down inside your left foot, coming onto right forearm, perhaps both. Feel free to use a block. And then back up onto the hands, stepping forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. So we're going to take the feet hip distance, step back with your left foot and spin the heel flat, adjusting your feet as necessary so that you can get your hips to point forward for warrior one. So if you have tighter hips, that slightly wider stance allows you to get the hips to point more forward rather than, in this case, heading off towards that left corner. So just take a moment, feel your stance here, straight left leg. And then let's go ahead and bring the elbows down and back and slightly roll the rib cage back, getting what they nowadays call cactus arms, a little bit of a chest opener. Come on up from that, interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and see if you can fold forward, taking your right shoulder to your right thigh, relaxing the neck, letting the arms reach up towards the ceiling. Come all the way back up from that. Release your arms in front of you, palms facing down. I want you to take your right arm underneath your left arm. If you can get the palms to touch, fantastic. Push the elbows forward so you feel some stretch across your shoulder blades. And then we're going to finish the pose and come into full eagle. So if you're balance challenged, you could skip it and stay where you're at. Or you can take left thigh across right and let your foot touch the floor. If you're feeling a little more solid today, you lift off. Left thigh tightly crosses right, and we drop the tailbone. If you can, unwind your leg, step it back, release the arms, warrior one, and step forward, palms together in front of your heart. Take a breath, adjust your feet if you need to, and then we're going to step back with the right foot. Arms are up and overhead. So remember, for your warrior one, as much as possible, you want your hip bones to point forward, not off to the side. And you can adjust your feet to get there. So once you feel like you're in it correctly, then go ahead and bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart, and maybe roll it back a little bit. A little heart opening here, and then come on up. Interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, a little more heart opening, and fold forward, taking your left shoulder to your left thigh, relaxing the neck, and reaching the arms up. Come all the way back up. Release your arms in front of you, palms facing down. Left arm is underneath on bottom. And then you want to push the elbows forward. So now you're opening up your upper back. And again, you're welcome to stay here or modify or go for the full shebang, which would involve taking right thigh tightly over left, squeezing the thighs, dropping the tailbone. Unwind your right leg and step it back if you can, arms up and overhead. Step your feet together, palms together. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, fold forward. Look up halfway. And exhale, back down. Step back onto your hands and knees. Give yourself a little tail wag, see how things are feeling. And then we're going to be going into a modified side plank, but taking it into a side bend. So here's what I'd like you to do. Make sure you're feeling really solid. You're going to kick your left foot, just the foot, out to the left. Right leg extends, right foot is flat, right hand reaches for the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here. Now you'll have to use your core strength because I want you to just come up and you're in position for locked gate, Padidasana, right hand on right thigh, left arm up and over. And we breathe. We're going to go down the same way we came up. So I want you to just take your left hand to the mat, take your right hand to the ceiling, and then bring your right hand and your right knee down. And feel free to wiggle your bum a little if you need to. And then we're going to go for the other side. So just the right foot kicks out. Left leg extends with the foot flat. And you're going to take your left hand up towards the ceiling. And we're going to use our core strength and come up. Left hand on left thigh, right arm up and over. So locked gate on the other side. And then we're going to go back down the way we came up. So take your right hand back down to the mat, left hand to the ceiling. And then bring left hand and left knee back down. Vinyasa people, off you go. The rest of us are taking a child's pose. Take a couple of breaths into your low back. Scoot forward into Sphinx or Cobra. And then downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Turn sideways on your mat and take a nice wide side step. Begin with your toes pointing directly forward. Interlace your fingers behind your back again, squeezing those shoulder blades together. We're going to hinge at the hips, relax the neck, and let those arms start to reach up and over our head. Go ahead and come back up, and you're welcome to release your hands and use them on your thighs if you need to. Once you're back up, we're going to turn the left foot in towards the midline a little bit. Right foot rotates out. Bend your right knee. Find your warrior two. Coming into an easy side angle, right forearm on right thigh, reach the left arm up and overhead. Just stretch. Come all the way back up, left hand on left thigh, right arm up and over. And then come up and straighten your right leg. Kick your hips to the left a little, lengthen the rib cage to the right. Find your triangle pose today. Come all the way back up. Rotate that right foot in, left foot out. Bend your left knee, warrior two. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm up and over, easy side angle. Come all the way back up, right hand on right thigh, left arm up and over, reverse your warrior. And then we come up and straighten the left leg, hips move to the right, we lengthen out to the left, and we find triangle on this side. Come all the way back up. Bring your left foot in and then bring both heels in. So your stance is a tiny bit closer together, not much. And your toes are rotated out. Bend your knees. Put your hands on the insides of your knees or thighs. Push against the inside of your left thigh as you twist to look over that right shoulder. Push against the inside of the right thigh, twist and look over your left shoulder. And then come all the way back up, toe heel your feet together, and come back to the front of the mat. Big inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale and look up halfway. Exhale back down. You're gonna move back onto your hands and knees. Wag your tail if you need to. And then we're gonna extend the right leg out behind us and the left arm out in front of us and simply hold it. Left hand and right knee back down, left leg extends, flex that foot, raise your left leg into the air, right arm in front of you. Right hand and left knee back down. You may take a vinyasa or you may take a child's pose. Scoot forward into Sphinx if you're in child's pose with me. And then downward facing dog. Press back, stretch. Walk your feet forward and take them to the edges of the mat. You know where we're going. It's yogic squat time. So if you need to support yourself on your thighs, please do. Heels are flat. You're paying very close attention to how your knees feel, and you're dropping your tailbone and lifting your heart. And then from here, it depends on how close your backside is to the ground. You can either put it down and extend your legs or just take a moment and have a seat. We are coming into Dandasana. So just taking a moment to either have your hands behind you for that straight spine, or if you can maintain that, you can have your hands on your thighs. It's up to you. But you want to make sure your legs are active. So the knees are pressing down, and so are the back of the heels. And we just take a moment and we check in. We've been doing a little bit of everything. So how's your body feeling? Are you still maintaining a nice slow Ujjayi breath? What's going on with thought processes and emotions and energy? Just pay attention. And then we'll keep the right leg straight. Bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Just lean out over your right leg. Whatever you're grabbing is the perfect thing to keep hold of. We're gonna raise the right leg up. Try and have your right leg straight. So even if you're hanging on behind the thigh, that's fine. Lift your heart. And then if you need to, you can pull the leg towards you. We're gonna take this right foot that we're hanging onto, or right leg, and we're gonna bring it across the left leg so that the right foot is totally flat. And we're gonna twist to the right. So your right hand's gonna come behind you. You can either hug your right knee or bring that left arm outside of it, twist to the right, turn your head to the right, and turn your eyes to the right. And then for just a minute, I'll let you be unhappy with me. Your left foot, which is the one that's slightly underneath you, you're gonna slide it out just a little bit and flex that ankle. And oh my gosh, bring the right leg on top of it, also with the ankle flexed, to come into stacked logs or fire logs, also sometimes called double pigeon. Those of you with more pliable hips, you're welcome to lean forward with this. If you have tighter hips like I do, you may or may not want to lean forward. We're just here for a couple more breaths. Please keep both ankles flexed. Come on up and extend both legs out. Give them a good wiggle. Woo, that's exciting. Keep your left leg straight. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh and just lean out. Wherever your hands are, you can always adjust and bring them down more if you need to, but we're gonna try and raise that left leg, lift the chest. Try and have your left leg straight. Maybe flex the foot a little bit, and if you can, pull it towards you. Try and keep the chest lifted. Take a couple breaths. And then the left foot is gonna come down outside the right near thigh, and we're gonna twist to the left. Left hand behind you, either hugging that left knee, or you can bring the right elbow outside of it. Look over the left shoulder, let your eyes turn to the left. And then just for a couple of breaths, here we go. Flex your right ankle, slide it out if you need to. Left ankle is on top of right knee. Left knee is vertically stacked over right ankle. For some of you, they may already be touching. For the rest of us, we're gonna try and breathe them down. It's up to you. If you want to bring your arms in front of your shins and try and lean forward, or if you just want to try and breathe in an upright position. One more breath here. And then we'll unwind the legs. Give them a good wiggle. From here, you're gonna bring the soles of the feet together, hands behind you, pressing into the floor, lifting the chest, pressing the knees out to the side and down. And then we're gonna extend the legs into a nice wide V. Make sure you're on your sit bones. You may have your hands behind you, in front of you, on the legs or feet. But whatever you do, I want you to think about lifting the chest and pushing it forward. So if you were to imagine the finished pose, your navel would hit the floor first. So for most of us, that's not going to happen, and that's okay. But it helps us keep correct posture if we imagine the stomach touching the ground first. Come on up from that. Bring your legs together. Give them a good wiggle. And then just make sure you're still on your sit bones, because we're going to lift up through the chest and lengthen out over both legs. Have both feet active. It does not matter how far you go. You can be grabbing your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet. Makes no difference. Just lengthen. And then come on up from that. Bend your knees and put your feet flat. Grab behind your thighs. Lift your chest. Lean back and get your feet off the ground, and then extend the arms. And then if you feel like you can, only if you feel like you can, extend your legs. You want to keep the chest lifted. You don't want to round your back here. Please try and keep breathing. And then bring the feet back to the ground. Take your time, really, really, really slowly. Roll onto your back. Once you're all the way down, you can hug your knees in and rock side to side. And then from here, we're going to get into the hips a little bit more. So the first thing we're going to do is a figure 4 stretch. You're just going to put your left foot on the ground, cross the right ankle over the left knee. And you're going to reach through that little triangular space made by your legs with your right hand. And then the left hand reaches around the outside. Either grab behind your left thigh or in front of your left shin. Please flex your right ankle. And then you're pulling your left knee into your chest, basically, until you feel this in your right glute, your right buttock. And then you just breathe. If it starts to release, fantastic. Apply a little bit more pressure. If it seems too intense, back it up a little. Then I want you to keep your right ankle crossed, just like it is. Put your left foot back down on the mat. You're going to let your legs drop over to the left, but you want the whole sole of your right foot to touch the ground. You want your right knee to point at the ceiling. Don't let it drop over. And then your left hand is going to push against the inside of the right thigh. So hopefully you'll feel a subtle sensation in this right outer hip, right IT band area. Take a couple breaths. And then you can bring the legs back up. Now listen, we're not done yet. This right ankle that's crossed over the left knee, you're going to slide it all the way across. Very tight crossing of the legs. Your thighs are tightly crossed. Hug your knees into your chest. If you already feel a pretty intense sensation in your right glute, you're done. If you want more, you flex the ankles and grab either your ankles or your feet And you begin to open up at the knee joint, ideally about 90 degrees, and then you apply a little bit of pressure to the feet or ankles until you feel just the right amount of stretch in your right glute. Now keep your knees crossed. We'll let go with your hands. Left foot stays in the air. We're going to draw 3 big circles in the air with our knees in each direction. So this should feel pretty good on your low back, your sacrum, and your hips. When you've gone 3 circles each direction, you may uncross your legs, give them a big squeeze, rock side to side. And we're going to do all of that stuff on the other side. So put your right foot in the middle of the mat with your right knee bent. Left ankle crosses right knee for figure 4 stretch. So you're reaching through to either grab the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin. Left ankle is flexed. And we're pulling our right knee towards us until we feel it in the left glute. And then I want you to keep your left ankle crossed. Put the right foot back down in the middle of the mat. Drop the legs to the right. You want the whole sole of your left foot to hit the ground. Left knee is still pointing up at the ceiling. So your right hand is on the inside of your left thigh and you are pressing that left leg open. Keep the sole of your left foot flat. You should feel this now in your left outer hip, IT band area. Not quite done yet. Bring those legs back up and let this left thigh slide all the way across the right. So you have very tight crossing of the legs. Hug the knees into the chest. And again, if you're already feeling this intently in the left glute, you don't have to do anything else, just hang out here. Otherwise, grab the feet or ankles, open up to about 90 degrees, and then apply a little downward pressure on those feet or ankles until you feel your left glute. And then keep your knees crossed, but let go of whatever you're hanging on to. And we draw those 3 big circles in the air with our knees in each direction. As you finish out, unwind, hug your knees in, give them a good squeeze, rock side to side. From here, we're coming into full dead bug. So open the knees out, reach between the legs with your hands to grab the inside edges of the arches of the feet. Lower leg is vertical and you're pulling straight down on the arches of the feet. So it doesn't matter if your back rounds, it's okay. But your internal intention, I want you to think of trying to get your tailbone flat on the mat. And it may not go flat, but that kind of helps you engage the right muscles. Take a couple more breaths here. And then while your legs are still up in the air, I want you to bring the soles of the feet together. You're grabbing them. Now, when we do dead bug, we're at about 90 degrees with the knees. And when you hang on to your feet, chances are it's even less than that. I want you to start opening the knees back up, but keep the soles of the feet together. Ideally, you want your feet kind of over your throat or face. And then you just pull straight down. Now this one, you should feel kind of across your sacrum, the low, low, low back, but it should be pleasant. Take a couple more breaths. Keep your hands on your feet and just do the best you can with extending the legs out into a wide V. So it's okay if the legs don't go straight, but don't let go of your feet. Take 2 more breaths here. And then hug the knees in and rock side to side. You're gonna keep the left knee hugged in. Left knee hugged in, right leg extends all the way out onto the mat. Hold this for a moment, wind relieving pose. And then we're gonna transition this into a twist. So you're gonna open your left arm out to the left and twist over to the right. Now you can have this left leg just on the floor in front of your right leg. You can hook the toes of your left foot behind your right thigh. Or if you need to make it a little gentler, you may bend both knees. Once you find that perfect reclined spinal twist, I want you to just relax and breathe. On your next inhale, bring that left knee back up, hug it in as you exhale. And then bring the right knee up to meet it, and you can rock side to side. Now we keep the right knee hugged in and the left leg extends. Just keep the right knee pulled into your chest for wind relieving pose. And then we'll transition into our twist, right arm opening out to the right, and we're twisting over to the left. So again, you have some options. You can just let that right leg be on the floor in front of the left leg. You can hook the right toes behind the left thigh, or you can even bend both legs if you just need to be a little gentler today. Head turns to the right, right arm is opened out, palm up, and then we breathe. On your next inhale, come on up. And as you exhale, hug the right knee in. And then go ahead and bring your left knee up to meet it. Rock side to side. So there are a couple of options here for your inversion. I want you to do what's appropriate for you. And quite frankly, that could be anything, right? So always, always you do what's best for you. I just like to give you occasional things to play with. So if you know you have neck or shoulder issues, then I'm going to recommend that you do bridge pose, that you put your feet down with your big toes touching and your heels separated and you lift your hips. And you can even support them on a block if it's that kind of day, right? And we all have those days. Now, for those of you who might be feeling a little more sassy today, only if you want to, because we've been doing a lot of opening in this way, you could consider grabbing your toes and then just seeing if you could pull yourself up and over into a plow pose and just continue to stand in the hands. Give it a shot if that seems like fun. And if it does not, then you should be in bridge pose. Couple more breaths. And then whatever inversion you are in, just slowly roll out of it. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side a little bit. Grab the outside edges of your feet and wiggle around a little bit for happy baby. Just take a moment to do any other movement that you wish I had asked you to do but didn't. You get to fill in the blank here. And then I want you to bring your feet flat onto the mat, ankles and knees together. And today we're going to do our legs like butterfly wings. So when you exhale, your knees are going to fall away from each other. The soles of the feet will touch. And then when you inhale, you're going to bring your knees back together, pointing up at the ceiling, and the soles of the feet will be flat on the mat. So you exhale, soles of the feet touch, knees drop open. You inhale, soles of the feet find the mat, knees point up together. Do this a few more times with your own breath rate. The next time that your knees drop open, you're going to leave them there. Just relax for a moment. And then the next time you breathe in, tilt your pelvis back, press your low back into the mat, flattening it out completely. The next time that you breathe out, relax your muscles. You'll notice that natural arch returns to the low back. One more time, inhale and remove it. Push your low back into the mat. Keep breathing, and then exhale and release. Extend your legs. Wiggle your feet if you need to. Make sure your buns are soft. Your spine is long. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your hands are facing palms up, somewhere down below your shoulders and heart. Your jaw is relaxed. Your eyes are closed. And you just take a deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. And because we did a generalized all over practice, we're just going to do a yummy generalized deep relaxation. So I want you to begin by feeling the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet. Feel the pads of the toes, the balls of the feet, the arches of the feet, the heels. Feel the tops of your feet, the sides of the feet, the ankles. So from the ankles down, completely relaxed. Feel the front of your shin and the back of your calf on each leg. Feel the back of the knee and the kneecap itself. So from the knees down, completely relaxed. Feel the top of your thigh, the inner and outer thigh, and the back of your thigh. Feel your glutes, the sides of the hips, and the lower abdomen. So from the hips down, totally relaxed. Feel your low back, the sides of the waist, the stomach. Feel your mid and upper back, the sides of the rib cage up into the armpits. Feel your chest,
the front of the shoulders, the top of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, backs of the hands, palms of the hands, and your fingers and thumbs. From the chest and shoulders down, completely relax. Feel the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, and your throat. Feel your jaw, your chin, your lips, your nose, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead. Feel your ears, the back of the scalp, the sides of the scalp, and even the top of your head. From the top of the head, literally all the way down, completely relaxed. For the next couple of minutes, simply enjoy this deep, deep, total body relaxation. Not yet moving at all, but becoming aware of just the back side of the body, the part of you that's touching the mat or the floor. And then becoming aware of the part of you that is not. Noticing any changes in your body since the beginning of the practice. Checking in with your breath, noticing it's really soft and even. Perhaps the thoughts are the same, maybe even the emotions and the energy. Just check in with them. Begin to move your fingers and toes a little bit at a time and deepen your breath so that on your next big inhale, you can spread your fingers and toes. Exhale through the mouth and relax them. Even deeper breath in, stretch through arms and legs, stretch. And then exhale and relax. Bend your knees, whether that means just having your feet flat on the mat or whether you prefer to hug the knees in, either's fine. Roll to your right side. And then use your left hand in front of your chest to press yourself up to sitting. And we come back to that same straight spine that we had at the beginning of class, hopefully with relaxed shoulders and relaxed jaw, gentle breathing. So for our pranayama today, we're just going to be doing that hissing breath. We'll all start at the same time, but you'll kind of go at your own rate. We all breathe at different speeds. And so the idea is we're going to do 3 of them. And then when we finish our 3, we'll bring our palms together and kind of make sure everybody's had time to finish their breaths before we close out our practice. So with a nice straight spine and shoulders relaxed, let's all take a deep breath in through the nose. Completely exhale through the nose. Take another deep breath in and exhale through closed teeth. So as we're finishing out our hissing breaths, we're bringing our palms together in front of the heart. Now, always we pause here for gratitude. There are myriad reasons to be grateful. However, frequently we're grateful for all of our blessings, which is definitely a good thing to do. However, we can also be grateful for our challenges, the things that help us grow, that deepen our spiritual practice. Those things that challenge us are also reasons to be grateful. Take one more huge breath in. Big, happy sigh. When we bring our palms together in front of our foreheads, it's just a reminder to be present, to really pay attention and show up. When we bring our palms together in front of our mouths, it is a reminder to speak our truth. And when we bring our palms together in front of our hearts, it's a reminder to keep our hearts open, to always practice kindness, compassion, understanding, and love, and yes, gratitude. Thank you so much for being with me today. Namaste.